All right, hello again, everybody. My name is Mike Rixey. I am the lead options instructor for NetPicks. And in today's video, I want to talk about a blog post that we posted here earlier this week, talking through the best indicators for options traders. And I talked through two of our favorite indicators that we use on all of our charts, both to help identify our trades and to manage our trades. And what I wanted to do in this video is show you some visuals of trades that are live and how we use those indicators to help identify the trades and what we're going to do to manage the trades here going forward as well. So let's jump in and let's talk through this chart of FEZ. This is the Eurostoxx 50 ETF. Maybe it's not a product that many of you are familiar with. A lot of us are focused on tech, right? Apple, AMD, Nvidia. That AI craze just continues right now. They are phenomenal products. Love to trade them. I think everybody should be trading them right now. However, is this craze, this AI craze, is it here permanently? Are we going to see these types of big moves all the time in the months ahead? Probably not. We're probably going to see that mania settle down a bit, or at the very least, start to turn into more two-way price action versus the one-way never-ending move to the upside. I do think you want to have other names on your list. You want that diversification. It'll make a big difference long term. FEZ, very, very different than what you're going to see on AMD or Nvidia. It's a completely different product, gives me some exposure to some of the global areas, and I like that. I like how that positions us here going forward. This is the 130-minute time frame. That's what we like to use for most of our swing trades, what we classify as swing trade, holding anywhere from 1 to 20 days. Now, the indicators that I talked about in our blog post were two different EMAs, two different exponential moving averages. It's the 21 EMA and the 5-period EMA. I believe everybody should have them on their swing trading charts. They are indicators that can help identify support and resistance. It can help you determine whether you're in a trending market or not. And it can also help identify key turns in the market. If you take a look at my chart, notice we had the big move to the upside on FEZ. Right? No doubt about it, FEZ joined in on the fun on the upside, trading up to the highs here from late last week into this week. But then we start to see price roll over. Now we start to see price break the 5-period EMA right here. Okay, had we had an overbought condition on our pulse indicator down at the bottom, that's our momentum indicator. Had I had an overbought condition, I would have been looking at a reversal trade right there on the break of the 5 EMA. But because I didn't have an extreme reading on our momentum indicator, I had to wait for price to break through the 21 EMA. So when I saw it break the 5 EMA, I'm saying, okay, that's a warning signal. The market's clearly saying it's tired, it's ready to roll over. And then notice what we had here on this break of the 21 EMA. And this was on Tuesday here this week. As soon as we started to break through the 21 EMA, now that piques my interest for a short trade. This is what we call our trend trade on the bearish side. So if we take a look, we had our red dots. The nice part about our calculator is we have all the criteria that we look for in a setup. It's all programmed into that custom calculator. As soon as that criteria is met, we get an exact entry point. You can see my entry point over my data window down here towards the bottom. My entry point was at 62.38. I have two target levels at 61.97 and 61.62. And I have a stop level up at 63.14. Now everything is outlined for me. The targets and the stop, those are based off of range in the market. As the range expands, the sizes of the setups will be bigger. As range contracts, the size of the setups are smaller. Now that system is dynamic. It can self-adjust to many types of market conditions. What we did, as soon as that entry point was hit, this entry point was hit here this week, that allowed me to put on a new long put position. Okay, so what we did on the long put side, bring up Thinkorswim here a second, and we'll go over to take a look at FEZ. And what we did, we went out to the November 21st cycle. We went out to the November monthly options. They have 43 days left to expiration. We like to go out 40 days in market conditions like we're seeing now. With markets so slow, with range so tight right now, outside of the AI stocks, we have not had a lot of range in this market. It's just been a complete one-way shot on the upside. When markets are slower like they have been, we decide to go out a little bit further in time. We like to go out closer to 40 days. If markets are active, we have good range, good volatility, I have no problem trading those shorter term options potentially with 10 to 20 days left to expiration. So we went out to the November cycle. We went to the 62 puts. So it's this one right here. Currently trading for $1.20, actually $1.20 to $1.30 inside of that range. What I'm ideally looking for here out of this trade, I want to ideally see a move to the downside. In many cases with our long option, we're looking for between a 50 to 100% return, just depending on how quickly the move happens. So now if I buy this option for $1.20, you're looking at $120 of max risk. It's the most you can lose on the position. If you're dead wrong and the market just continues to buy every dip and push higher, we're out 120 bucks. Very reasonable for many account sizes. If you have a bigger account, you can take this trade with 10 contracts and only have $1,200 of risk. A lot of flexibility there for all types of accounts, all types of positions. So if I go back over to the chart, the nice part about this is I know where my targets are at. I know where my stop is at. I don't have to sit there, draw trend lines, and look at multiple time frames for confirmation. Everything is outlined for me. Doesn't guarantee it's going to win. It just guarantees that the numbers are in my favor long term. I'm going to have wins, losses, break evens. That's all part of trading with any system. But now I have a defined methodology in place. That's going to help guide my decision making. So now what this does, it has me in a bearish position. And with price breaking to the downside, now look what's happened to the 5 and the 21 period EMA. They're both above us. Now those both act as potential resistance points before our stop is hit. Now I'm starting to stack some things in my favor, right? And as of this video, we're starting to see the 5 period EMA break below the 21 EMA. We're starting to see some things develop. We're starting to see a little bit more follow through on the downside. A lot to like about this trade. Again, doesn't guarantee it's going to win, but now we're starting to stack the deck in our favor a bit. If you like what you see here with our indicators, with our approach, with our 2 favorite EMAs that we like to use, we have a webinar coming up on October 21st, where we're going to be able to get in, spend an extended stretch with you, go through the criteria that we look for in our setups in more detail. It's a free webinar. We'd love to have you join us. You can ask questions in real time where we can dive in and take a look at market conditions at that point. All right, so if you have any questions in the near term, feel free to post a comment on this video, or you can reach out to us, info@netpicks.com. More than willing to help out there. All right, I'll post a link in the description to the webinar where you can click on that link, reserve a spot on October 21st for our live webinar. All right, so I'm going to wrap this video up here. I'll be back with you guys over the next few days with our next video.
Everything discussed here is our opinion, and it is not to be taken as investment advice because we are not your financial advisor, nor have we considered your personal situation as your fiduciary. This presentation is for your education and entertainment only. Please review NetPicks' full risk disclaimer and privacy policy.